Zambia's Premier Soccer Show is what you tuned in to. Premier Analysis is what we give you. Match focus for this week sees us go to Edwin Imboela Stadium, which was the stage for Green Buffaloes Football Club locking horns with City of Lusaka. Let's look at the two selections. Apparently there's news coming through that this one was the final selection to be made by Coach Elijah Chikwanda, who has since parted company with City of Lusaka. Let's just have a look at the two selections and look at the tactics ahead of this game. So City of Lusaka went in 4-1-4-1 with Kangwa playing wide left, Muleishi playing wide right. That's the jersey number 4. For Green Buffaloes, they actually tweaked one area where they like touching, whether it's one defensive midfielder or actually two. They went with one in this one. That's Jack Chirwa, the jersey number 14 in red, and they went with Mike Kativa as the attacking midfielder. Sebastian Mwansa started on the right, as Mwene Mumbi, wearing shirt number 5, started on the left. Up top, we had Brian Mwila and Diamond Chikwekwe. Now, this was a team, Vespa, that you actually look at it and say, maybe it's going to be a contest, because Green Buffaloes themselves haven't been playing efficient football. They've dropped points where you least expect them to drop.
Yeah, of course, looking at the way City started the game, you could think City will carry the day, but it was the opposite. The way Buffaloes came into the game. Buffaloes, yes, the way they started the league itself, they started well. Slowly they are going down, not knowing what is happening. Yes, we've seen a lot of changes in the midfield, but it's a team which is improving almost every day.
Okay, so let's have a look at Green Buffaloes in attack. The home side at Edwin Imboela Stadium. Apparently there was some 11th hour changing of where home was going to be. But let's have a look at Green Buffaloes in attack and begin to discuss what was going on. Okay, now, invariably Green Buffaloes by default, by playing 4-1-3-2, meant that their team shape in attack was going to look like a diamond. Now, just look at the average shape that shirt number 40 in the center of your screen, Mike Kativa, actually gets. Now, when Green Buffaloes have the ball, they have the composure to actually play out and string passes going forward. But here's the devil in the detail. Number 8, Clement Mundia, is actually close, and that makes it impossible for Jack Chira to actually ping a straight pass into Kativa, and maybe Kativa into the forward line, into the wingers. That wasn't happening. And I'm thinking, this issue of going forward without the ball by our number 8, and he's a quick player, he's a skillful player, but that was happening, and to that extent Buffaloes didn't look like a pretty lot. 1-1 at halftime.
Well, I thought I gave credit to City because they did their homework and it worked in the first half. But I know you want to talk about the second half later, so I won't talk about that. Anyway,
looking at the way they were organized, especially Green Buffaloes on the midfield, you could see, yes, Jack Chirwa, he was trying to be deep in the first half. I don't know whether they were trying to hold on so that they can maybe try to keep their goals, not to allow an early goal. But we need that guy to be too much in attack. I think if you see him in too much, when he's going too much into attack, I think he has even scored a goal into that.
Yeah, Mike Kativa is a technician. You'd be very right to say, go forward, Seni, go forward, try to hit them. He's got pace, he can pick a pass, he can actually go forward, but just him running without the ball. And probably Buffaloes wanted to use the wings and probably the channels to actually orchestrate most of their attacks. Yes, they did create chances, but they didn't look a fluid setup. Let's have a look at City of Lusaka in attack, shall we? Because it wasn't all Green Buffaloes at the day, because at halftime it ended 1-1. Now, City of Lusaka, here's what happens in transition. They win the ball. Say, for instance, Joseph Lungu gets the ball, the Sheikh number 24 on the ball. He's got Sebastian Mwansa for company there. But just look at the general recovery of Green Buffaloes. Look at how many bodies they quickly get behind the ball when they do not have the ball. And yes, we talk about shape in transition, Dennis. 4v1, almost 5v1 in transition, because yeah, Seba is keeping him busy, and Francis Lusambo, he's a central defender, so
Yeah.
maybe he will not go forward as much as you want him to be.
Yeah, I thought towards the end of the half, City did well, especially when they were attacking through Joseph. Joseph was going, and the other guy, the number 4,
Mulenshi.
yeah, he did well, especially in the first half. From what I saw, I even started admiring. Now I was asking some people, because I was there at the stadium. I was asking, who is this guy?
All right, so it was a good game in that respect. Clement Mundia managed to get back and even up matters going into the halftime break. But you go into this game, I see City of Lusaka with their mind was probably remembering what happened to them at the very same venue against Napsa Stars, Vespa.
Yes, looking at the way they came into the game, City of Lusaka itself, I think they came with a bang, because even their system, the way they are trying to attack, you can see like the number 4 is talking about, my fellow coach. He was, yes, he was like playing a free role, whereby yes, he could drop down, get the ball, trying to go forward, maybe to play 1-2 with one of his colleagues. Maybe they can find a space of maybe getting a goal. Which yes, they tried, and sometimes it could work, and sometimes it fails. But for him, I think if he can continue, yes, not to leave too much the 18 area, I think he's a good player who can even be scoring for City of Lusaka.
All right, so let's deal with the devil in the detail. Let's look at Green Buffaloes, their recovery, and further discuss why, for example, we didn't see City scoring more than the goal they scored. Look at this. Sonda, the defensive midfielder, gets on the ball. Now, Green Buffaloes are recovering very quickly, and you need to give credit to Coach Charles Wale for that work he's done. Even Mike Kativa. It's only Brian Mwila who's actually holding the line. But who do you pass to there? Who do you pass to? Everyone is back where each and every coach wants them to be. Compact, get behind the ball. Immediately you lose it, Dennis.
I was watching Jackson. I was looking at him. I was thinking, is he an attacking midfielder or a defensive midfielder? Because all the time he got the ball, I don't know, maybe it's the runs that his fellow teammates were not making. Because all the time he was looking.
But where do you run to? Where do you run to, Vespa? Look, it's blocked, and City of Lusaka didn't appear to be the coolest of sides to actually play back.
Yeah, looking at the way Buffaloes, their tactical marking was very good. And if you fail to penetrate in a team which is organized like that, it's better now you tell your players to come down and maybe get the ball, because you cannot wait for the ball once you are marked there. For sure, you cannot penetrate to go and get a goal.
Yeah, definitely not an easy shift. Come short, come long, come short.
Come short,
Hey,
come late.
the moments come very quickly. So
Yes.
now in the second half, we saw the introduction of Loti Piri, who actually proved to be tormentor in chief. Let's discuss the Loti Piri factor, shall we? So the jersey number 9 comes onto the pitch. And this is what happens, is that even in the first half, Mike Kativa in the very same position would actually aid Buffalo's playing long, because he was not actually forming a line of pass. And looking at the central areas, Green Buffaloes had a little bit of leverage there. He could go to the sides and find space in the diagonal pocket. So Loti Piri comes on, and then you've got something that we normally discuss. In transition, not many players will remain ethical to the hard work that the coach requires them to do. Come back, become compact, and begin to expand as the attack progresses. So Loti Piri gets the ball there. Now, instead of playing one hopeful pass into Friday Samu and Brian Mwila up top, all of a sudden he's inviting Jack Chira into play. Now, bringing Jack Chira into play is now forcing Clement Mundia, the number 8, to actually go there and try to quarantine that move. And the defensive midfielder there, shirt number 20 in orange, Musonda, actually goes there and actually tries to go and contain that. But as a result, it therefore means that Buffaloes now have clear lines of pass. And Lotipiri would pick a pass into Diamond Chikwekwe, a pass into Kativa, a pass into Friday Samu, a pass into Brian Wheeler. And all of a sudden, it was hell breaking loose if you're a City of Lusaka supporter.
Yes, this is a question that I anticipated. That's why I said I won't say anything. I was waiting for this question. This is what Buffaloes improved on. That was the decisive, the change that they made when they brought on Lotti. That was the best. I even gave Charles a hand. I said that was the decisive.
Yeah.
The Lotipiri factor.
Yes.
What's your take on it, Vespa?
Yeah, like my coach has said, credit goes to the coach. It was a good thinking. Because if you look at the City players, most of them are very good players, especially that one who was wearing just 8, I think. He's a very good midfielder. And looking at the way he was moving with the ball. The coach, Green Buffalo's coach, Boale, I think he saw it. Then he brought in someone with experience. I think Lotti is one of good players with experience. When he came in, you could see that there was a change with his passes and the way they were moving, even how they were reaching.
But how hard is it? You're on the bench, you see the problem, and we see many games deadlocked in the same manner they are. Both teams playing long, pam, 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 and nobody's coming short. Nobody wants to play in between the lines. And Lotipiri just goes there and does exactly what the doctor ordered. How easy or hard is it to get the players to respond? Because what Lotti did now affects the way the whole team wants to play. Is that Jack now, when Lotti gets the ball, Jack says, I'm here, I'm playing as well. Malani Gondwe needs to come up. Mwene Mumbi Mseka has to come in and participate in the play because the policy is not playing long anymore.
Yeah. But like for me, I'll give you an example. My team, I've got 2 players, Jeff Banda, the Santo Nelson Banda. There's Miracle. I know what they can do. I say, Mira, you go and do this. I know they'll go and do exactly the same as I tell them.
Yeah, there are players who can change the game.
But when I'm Ungare
some will even look for a whip.
We are Arthur Kaseloki. After you tell him, Arthur, go there, go and run with the ball in the flanks.
Exactly that. But anyway, let's talk about the Lotipiri factor. Again, let's just bring you back and talk about management of the situation. So look, in the first half, Clement Mundia is making untraceable runs in between the channels from box to box. Now, when Lotipiri comes, in defense, Lotipiri sticks on him. When the team is attacking, Lotipiri runs away from him. And Clement doesn't do that. How do you explain that? Forward. Because I'm looking at the rows. Sadamu, shirt number 25, is the link player to help, excuse me, the forward. That's Eric Chubuye or Obrizulu, as it were, in the first half. So how did you reconcile that he's not picking up his man,
I think,
but he wants to firefight?
On that one, I think I looked at this young man. He was that young boy is too attack minded, same as Jack. They only track back to come and receive the ball. They will come back to show that they are in their positions defending.
It's just the problem with our players sometimes is the way you receive the ball. Because the way you receive the ball is how you are going to score and is how you are going to pass. Wrong positioning of receiving the ball is the wrong position of passing. That's why you find that most of our controlling of the balls, it hits you on the mouth, it goes out.
No, but I'm thinking, if you're Elijah Chikwanda, maybe he tried to shout, hey, check Lotti. Somebody needed to stop Lotti from playing because modern day tactics, your number 10 checks the number 6. especially if they're a team that are playing out. Buffaloes were playing out, but who was supposed to pick up? Not Jack, okay, let's say Saddam with the number 10. Let Yusuf Saddam, let him pick up Jack Chira. But now the problem is a little bit further up. It's called Loti Piri. And the other player in central midfield is Clement Mundia. The other one is Jackson Musonda. And Jackson Musonda said, oh, hold on, my plot is in front of the central defense. So until it comes here, my friends, please help me.
No wonder where I saw where I saw the problem was the City. They didn't have the plan B. It was all plan A, through and through. Because Jackson Mwanza plays like this, and the other small boy, the number 8, plays
what
the
we
same.
were told
And then
from the beginning.
Charles brought on Loti. Yeah, Loti brought on something which was different. That was unique. You know, I was sitting there and I was smiling. I said, the way Sebastian was playing and where Loti came on, that was out of this world.
Talking about the Loti Piri factor, the conversation will not be complete. Let's look at the numbers that he managed to rake in. Loti Piri statistics. Let's have a look at them and what he was able to do. One free kick. That's in 41 minutes of play, ladies and gentlemen. Without him, Buffaloes had 6 shots on target. Now, with him on the pitch, Buffaloes got 10. He didn't get a shot on target because he was very deep and playing orchestrator in chief. But in terms of the central area, the direct passes that were leading to attacks were 5. 2 of them caused City of Lusaka to bleed, and it ended 3-1 in favor of City. Hey, decent player, decent statistics. Maybe City just found a good side.
Of course, yes. If you look at the second half, the way it was played by Green Buffaloes, you could see that at least the football in Zambia is changing, and our players are listening to what we coaches are telling them. Then we always blame the coach to say maybe he's the one who has made us fail, not even.
We'll talk about that one. I'll have to punctuate your thought there. Let's look at City of Lusaka. In terms of the set piece opportunities they had. And maybe, before we look at the set piece opportunities, let's look at the general match statistics so that we actually build down from there and actually see what that meant for City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Total statistics is that Buffaloes got 10 shots off target, 6 on, and they managed to get 3 goals out of that. City of Lusaka, for all its worth, that nice flowery talk you were talking about in the first half, only managed to see them get 2 shots on target. Both of them were in the first half, actually. In the second half, it didn't work. Now, that's another alarming statistic. Aubrey Zulu was caught offside on 4 occasions. The other 2 of those 6 offsides were the person who came in for him, Eric Chubwe. Buffaloes only twice. And I'm thinking, in terms of crosses, Green Buffaloes managed to get 12 compared to 8 for City of Lusaka. Hey, offside trap. Aubrey Zulu and Eric Chibwe.
This is the, I don't know what I can say. This is too much.
But because we're looking at the other game against Zesco, Dominic Mlenshi caught offside again a number of times.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, offsides sometimes, yes. But what are they? Because when you are planning, you plan attack from defense. You start a build up. You go into midfield goes there. You make a cross and stuff. So obviously the timing has to be there.
But is this a problem, or we are just being overly too sensitive? Like, what's the big deal? Offside. It's not even a bookable offense.
Offside sometimes is a striker who is in a hurry to get a goal. You are just putting yourself. Yes, there is pressure. I know from my coach. Yes, there is pressure from supporters. There is pressure, of course, yes, from the officials. They want to see you. How far have you gone from what you've learned from your coaches on scoring times, especially when it comes to attack. So that's why you find that these strikers are careless sometimes in receiving the balls. find that every time you can be calling them maybe when you are on the bench there. Can you time there where you are? Maybe you are in a offside position.
Check
'Cause
your run.
most of the times, Zambian players want to receive the ball when they are running on
Especially
the
you
offside
and
trap.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
They
The
are
best
both
thing is
offside,
you have to go and check back so that you receive the ball. Then you can start going. If you are a good dribbler, maybe you go on and maybe try to shoot on the goal.
Okay, so check your runs. That's
Yeah,
the theme. Anyway, let's have a look at free kicks that City of Lusaka actually won in this game. And perhaps it's one of the brightest statistics. The free kicks that City of Lusaka actually won. Look at the position. Look at those two in front of Dave Kamwazgo. Those are chances that now, look, you add 2, 4, 6, 8 free kicks. Okay? Then you have Eric Chibwe and Aubrey Zulu starting. You've got 8 crosses. How many more crosses do you need before you begin to count goals, and more goals?
I think.
Or is this the crisis? Is this a crisis? Or
I think for me, I think it's a crisis that we have in Zambia, especially most of the teams. You find that you have only one specialist of taking those free kicks. Whenever it's not there or you substitute, means nothing. You get
no,
because
but if
City
they are going to
about
call you
3
a
near
winger,
them.
you put in a ball. 8 crosses went into the box. One of them saw them score. Aubrey Zulu didn't have a shot on target the whole game. Eric Chibwe didn't have a shot on target the whole game. So what are we really doing with? Because the midfield will say, well, boss, look at the crosses.
We are not receiving
we are doing our part. So what's the real issue here?
Yeah, actually, that one, I think, me I can refer you to when I joined Zanaco. We had Numba, very good ball crosser. We had Kelvin Kaindu. There was me. We had a lot. So whenever this one is not there or this one is there,
So City
were
needs to
scoring.
go shopping
Yeah,
immediately.
straight.
Let's have a look at the Green Buffaloes free kicks, but maybe subtle statistics here for Green Buffaloes. The free kicks, the one, okay, you got 12 crosses, great, but because of what was happening in the first half, playing long, they didn't win too many free kicks there. But where they actually were able to play out, and one of the free kicks was actually won by Loti Pir. That means the whole of the second half, just one free kick, and the rest they were trying to play out, rush of blood to the head. Referee rules in favor of Green Buffaloes. Did you like that performance by Green Buffaloes? Can you be comfortable and based on Chembeshi watching from Jeju, and you must say, Bilton Msonda, the Green Buffaloes coach, watching from Jeju, should he be impressed with this? Or they are having long phone calls through the night, different time zones?
That's a very good result for Bilton Msonda. I think for Buffaloes to win that game, it has also given him more confidence that they will also beat the Germans. It's a very good win for Buffaloes. They played very well, and if they can improve on the way they played, even the changes the coach made, bringing in an experienced player who brought in at least some good passes, and try to engineer in those 3 goals which they scored.